Are you about to start learning a new language? Before you dive in, watch this video to make your learning journey more efficient and interesting. Today, I will share with you a structured plan to learn a new language. Hi everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Monvie. So let's move to the tips. Figure out your goal. To learn exactly what you need, you should clarify your goal. Do you need to learn this language for an exam, for your job, or you just really want to do that for yourself because perhaps it's your hobby? To motivate yourself for achieving any goal, you need to have intrinsic and external motivation. For example, you need to learn Spanish for your job. It's your external motivation. Intrinsic motivation can be that you'll be able to visit Spain and talk to people, or even watch Spanish series in original. Try to find this little thing just for yourself, apart from those all external factors and reasons. After clarifying a goal, you need to set a deadline. If it's very urgent, set it. Usually for passing an exam, you will need at least 4 months to prepare. Of course, it depends on your level, method that you will use, and consistency. But try to avoid those situations when you need to prepare for an exam which you have in a month. You have A0 level and you need to get B2 somehow. Recently, one person asked me for an advice how he could learn English from 0 to B2 just in a month, and I was shocked. Like literally in my mind I was thinking, what were you doing all this time? Like some people try to reach that level for years, okay, for months, but not for 1 month. Even if you will spend 6 hours daily, you will not have enough time to remember all this information, because just imagine how much information you need to learn. Personally, I learn all my languages without any deadline because it's my passion. I really like all this learning process. So now you understand why it's essential to set that goal, because without it, you will just go to that finish line and you don't even know like why are you going specifically there. And of course, then you would think, oh, why didn't I get the results that I was waiting for? But what results you were waiting for? Can you answer this question just for yourself? Because you didn't have any goal, how could you know what results you would get? Identify skills you need to focus on. Now, as you already have a goal, you can finally move to this. Because without any goal in your mind, you will not know what do you need to focus on. For instance, if you need to learn a language for watching series, you don't need to learn all that grammar. You will need just to watch as much as possible. In other words, you'll focus on these listening skills. If you need a language for traveling, here you will need to improve your comprehension and speaking skills to be able to communicate with people. So choose these skills in accordance to your goal. As for me, I improve all of these skills as I'm keen on learning languages, but mostly I pay my attention to listening and speaking skills because I want to have a possibility to talk to people and understand them. Also, during this period of time when you will find out what you need to focus on, I advise you to choose an accent of the language that you want to learn before you even start finding learning materials, in order not to mix everything afterwards. Find learning materials. As you want to learn a language for free, you will need just 2 things: YouTube and websites. I always recommend to start learning a new language from a course on YouTube or anywhere if it's free. It's essential to get the basics of this language, to know how to read, to get used to pronunciation, and to learn the basic vocab. Usually one course is enough, of course depending on a course, but if you're not sure, you can take several ones. However, I advise you not to go far with this because it's an actual input. For sure you need a lot of input during your first month, but then you need to go to the output. You can't just stay all the time on this input. Yeah, like of course it's easy to consume information, to learn the rules, but in order to really learn them, you need to practice them as well. It can take 1-2 months, and after this you can move to the next step. To be honest, it's so uncomfortable to move from that structured course to free swimming. I remember when I was taking a Spanish course and it suddenly ended, I wanted to take one more because I wasn't prepared for that. As in course, everything is structured. You have a learning plan, but now you need to do that all by yourself. That's why I recommend to prepare these materials beforehand to avoid this uncomfortable situation, which is called what am I supposed to do now? Now is my favorite part. Channels on YouTube for improving your language. As after a course, you already have the basics, A2 level for example. You can move to YouTube, but to be frank, I was watching natives on YouTube from the first days of my learning during taking that course. I've already made a video about how to choose YouTube channels for learning English. Here I will cover some main points. For improvement, you'll need two types of channels, educational and free topics channels. Educational channels are those channels when you actually learn something. They educate you certain things like rules, grammar, new words, pronunciation things, and all this stuff. Free topics videos are about everything. These are all videos that you have on your feed of YouTube. You like this topic, you can watch a video. For example, you like cooking, you can watch a video about cooking in your target language. You like dancing, go on. You want those videos about self-development, they are all free topics. So you can choose what to watch and enjoy doing that. When you will choose these channels, pay attention to the accent of the speaker, as you've already showed that. So now you really need to be careful with that. One more thing is speed of the speaker. If a speaker speaks real fast, it's not the best option, especially if you've just started watching videos on YouTube in your target language. Try to look for speakers with a normal speed. And to make this watching process of YouTube really effective, you need to write down all the unknown words or phrases that you hear in this video. Of course, at the beginning, you will need to write down a lot. That's why I advise you to write not more than 10 words per once, because it will be really confusing for you afterwards to understand, like, in what context did that person use this phrase. Don't stick to each word that you don't understand. It's okay. Just write the most used ones, and also pay attention to the pronunciation of the speaker. You can even try shadowing technique. The sense of this practice is that you just repeat after the speaker all these sounds, all the words. So yeah, it's a really great way to improve your pronunciation. And a funny one, I made video even with shadowing, so you can check it out how to shadow any video in English. As for websites, I mostly use them for learning grammar tenses and nothing more. So look for 1-2 websites when you can find good explanation of grammar with examples. This website I use on a regular basis for improving my grammar. Find funny ways for learning. Learning doesn't have to be boring and so structured. You need to add something interesting and funny there in order not to give up on this learning at all. So what are these funny ways? Movies, music, books, podcasts, etc. Choose something that you like the most. For instance, you like movies. Watch an episode in your target language every day. However, I don't recommend to start watching series from the first days of learning. It's better to start doing them when you will already finish your course, so you get the basics. Because movies and series, they are much more difficult to understand than YouTube. So eventually, you will just waste your time at the beginning, time and your nerves. Or you can do hobbies in your target language, cooking, doing sports, dancing, etc. By this, you will integrate this language into your life and you will really enjoy learning it. In each task and learning something, try to find something exciting, and you'll be consistent with that always. Create a learning plan. You can create your learning plan even in your phone notes, as I always do. As simpler it is, as more chances that you will at least open it. So for sure, firstly, write there your goal and skills that you need to focus on. Then add how often you will study and for how long. If you don't learn language at least for 3 times per week, it will be a very long journey. Personally, I am obsessed with languages. That's why I learn them daily for 2 hours, but of course it's up to each person and your plans, because I'm sure that learning a language is not the only thing that you have to do daily. Also, it doesn't matter whether you study for 20 minutes or for an hour. The main thing that you dedicate your time to that. You can watch one video passively for an hour, but it will be nothing in comparison with reading an article for 10 minutes with writing down all the unknown words. Now, write down what methods you will use. Choose from 3 to 5. It will be more than enough. By methods, I mean videos on YouTube, reading, listening to music, listening to a podcast, and so on. Don't look for 150 methods in order then just to waste your time to choose that one method that you will use today. And for sure, don't forget about daily connections. Add them to your daily plan as well. No matter how busy you are, you need to have these daily connections every single day. That's why I call them daily, because you do them every day. It can be something as easy as listening to music, watching an episode, reading an article. Do that daily. You can have learning sessions not every day, but as for connections, they are daily, not just because, so it does make sense. They keep you in touch with a language. Especially, it's very important when you only start learning this language. You need to have as many connections as possible in order really to learn it. I don't say that to learn it fast. For each person, fast is different. For me, learning a language fast is 1 year. For you, it can be a month, but don't do that. Don't do that. You will learn only the basics, but not the whole language. Also, you can add to this plan your weekly goals. For example, this week you're planning to learn 2 grammar tenses or to discuss a topic with words that you need to learn. Come up with a way how you will check yourself whether you achieve this goal or not. This tip will keep you accountable on your learning, and you will have these small wins every week. One more thing. Monitor your progress, weekly or monthly, it depends on you. For example, you can record yourself during speaking or reading and then just check yourself. Check all of your mistakes and compare this record to your previous ones. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you found it helpful, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. See you soon in my next videos. Bye!